Hey guys, it's Grayson with the Gaming for the People here. If you guys like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys haven't checked out the previous videos, please go ahead and do that. And without further ado, let's play some more Trigger Happy Havoc. Sorry for the hold up. There we are. Can I see that bottle for a second? Sure. Do whatever you like. Kyoko took the bottle from Byakuya, scraped a bit out of the contents out with on one finger. She touched it to her tongue. It's protein powder. Huh? Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes me wonder. The poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go? Well, that bottle of the bottle of poison was actually for the protein powder, which means conversely, the poison must have been in feed. Protein drink. I'm spelling protein wrong. Now I understand. The poison. It must have been poured in the protein can. If the proteins in the poison bottle, it only seems logical to assume the reverse is true, right? Absolutely. The context of each container was switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it seems obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison. Holy crap! All they had to do was handle something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself. Something at the scene. So they gave her a protein drink, right? A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison. What? That's it. That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death. You know, I do remember what Ogre saying protein and stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she tried to took it to try to help with the whole bleeding head wound thing. But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know who swapped the mixtures. For real? Who was it? Evidence revealing who replaced the materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see. The evidence that shows who squished them. That has to be it. The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it? I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no fingerprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the same time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they are connected. And what's more, the footprints were in section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to section A to swap out the poison and the protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the fingerprints were, and given how clearly the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now, then we'll see who. It was me. The footprints are mine. You know, if you're ever gonna find out his way, rather than you do it just for me, you know? Then Oka's killer was. I did it! I killed Sakura. Just as I suspected. The footprints that were left were made from a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people who wear sneakers are me and Hina. Me and Hina are the only ones. So Byakuya, that explains why you. These footprints must be Makoto. Are they yours? No! Okay then, let me see your shoe size, and I'll confirm that for myself. If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility. Just Hina. Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial has begun. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you? I can't believe it. What about it can't you believe? Well, it's just the two of them are so close. And that's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't even think twice when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme. Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that? I found her in the rec room. She wasn't hurt. She asked me to bring her the protein drink. But when she went to get the powder of the chemlab, it suddenly it just occurred to me all of a sudden. Now is my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out to the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture. And then she gulped it all down all at once, and then hold it. I'm not convinced. You're not convinced. You're not about to display that she wanted to kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it. The game we're playing isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwinning the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself. You say that, but I'm still not convinced. How many times do you plan to repeat yourself? Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it based because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there is still one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced. You're talking about the locked room problem. Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well,
It doesn't matter! Just because I'm guilty! Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything? No, it doesn't. But the fact you won't tell us concerns me. Surely you do not. Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her? And if I do? Impossible. She'd switched up the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this. Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit. What doesn't fit? I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue, like a footprint? Isn't it a little too obvious? Too easy? He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect me. That was? I was just nervous, so I didn't notice I left the print. You didn't notice? Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do? Listen, Hina, could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison in the protein. And how come? It doesn't matter. Hina, please. I'd like to know too. Sorry. Waste your time all you want. It's clear that Hina was the culprit. There's no one else to suspect. No one else could have possibly done it. Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the camera. Well, right away I went from section C and I got the poison. And that's where you exploded the protein powder in front of the shelf. Yeah! When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot. I see. Okay then, go on. So then, I moved from section A to get the protein powder. And that's when I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can from the poison and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle of the protein back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. That's it. That story you just told. First, you went from section C to get the poison, and then moved to section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from section C to section A. Do I have that correct? Yeah. But if that's true, isn't that a little strange? Can you repeat the series of events one more time? What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy! It's the same thing no matter how times you hear it. How long till you're satisfied? How long? Until we've figured it out. Until I've uncovered the truths of this case. Again. Wow, I missed 3 shots back to back. Let's try that again. Nope. I have no clue. The footprints weren't going that way. Well, I have no clue which one's the right statement. Okay, cool. Alright, 3 hearts left. Let's gamble, shall we? There we go. You said you went from section you said you went to get the poison from section C, and that's where you split the powder, right? Yeah. What about it? After that, you said you moved from section C to section A to get the pension. But the prints up in the scene were not moving from section C to section A. This contradicts what you just said. What? Then maybe she moved in somewhere direction to disguise her movements? No, that can't be what she can't be it. Remember what Tina just said. I was just nervous, so I didn't notice that I left the print. What the? Tina, what's the meaning of this? Well, you lied to us for a reason. If you take one look at the prints, your movements and the catnap were obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went from straight to section A. So you never went to section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved section A. Well, you see... What the? What the hell? What is going on? And the footprints here aren't the only problem with her accounts. What? Before I explain that part, I would like to submit some new evidence. New evidence? Impossible, there can't be! Are you sure? After all, you're the one who did it to me. I did? It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you of all people mistaken a bottle of drugs. I truly Just say it already. What is this you think you found? Huh? A piece of glass. It's under the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved this mystery without you, so thank you for that. But, what is it? Oh, you still don't realize. Well then, Makoto, what did you explain it then? Huh, me? But fine, if you really do know, explain the meaning of this glass shard. This shard of light blue glass Kyoko found with poison. It came from the rec room window. It's part of the window from the rec room door, right? The window? The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So, I think that it must have been it. You're right. It must be, of course. That leads into another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison? What's so strange about that? What's so strange is, according to what Hina just told us, where was that bottle of poison? That bottle of poison should. Where was that bottle of poison? Where was it that the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the window on the rec room? According to Hina, what Hina just told us. Should have been Fictionary. the bottle of poison was left out on the chem lab. That's what you said, right? And yet, somehow, a piece of glass from the left room window made its way into the bottle. Then everything he told us was a lie? In reality, that bottle of poison was most definitely found its way in the rec room. And it was at least there until the window got broken in. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no way to explain the presence of that glass bottle glass in that bottle. And then, once the room had been opened, the bottle somehow moved back to the shelf in the camera. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the scene of the crime was planted there. And it had to be when the room was unlocked. In other words, after Sakura died. Wait, hold on, you're moving too fast! I'll grant you. The bottle of poison may very well have been in the rec room after it was unlocked. Well, how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? Alright guys, I'm gonna stop today's video there. If you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe.